Hi, I'm Dennis from Cross Digital and CrossDig.com with your weekly pep talk, Unplugged. I was reading an article recently about is someone encouraging people. It's almost this time of year for New Year's resolutions and thinking about what we should and shouldn't do. This person was suggesting that we spend a little less time on our devices, on our phones. And I think there's a lot of people that tend to go overboard with that. Their phone's glued to their hand. They're looking at it all the time. This person was making the analogy of being in line at a coffee place, and everybody in line was on their phones. But this person and someone else wasn't, and talked about how nice it was to talk to people face to face, have a conversation, meet someone new, which is something you can't do with your phone. And so the idea of maybe devoting a certain a time of the day or certain when you're in a certain place to be unplugged and just to absorb what's around you. And it got me to thinking, this is something that not necessarily unplugged in that sense as much as taking certain breaks either at certain times of the year to mentally recharge, or certain times of the day can work as well. I tend to go more with the times of the year because I think there's benefits to having entire days where you're not connected. And just mentally having that vacation in a sense. And I use the examples with my children. They play softball. You can't play any sport year round. Your body needs a physical break, but your mind needs a mental break as well. Because when you do, you take some time off. You come back recharged when the season rebuilds and restarts again at the top of the next season. I think it's the same with our careers and our business. There's a lot of value in the vacation, not just from not having to go to work, but letting your mind and your body physically and mentally recharge. And there's so much point to that. And I'll say all this to say this. I think it's important to when you want to consider vacation and unplugging, there's two things that have got to happen. One is you've got to unplug. You've got to stop. You've got to deny yourself some of those habits that maybe you're trying to get away from for a short amount of time. That importance of self-denial. I mean, Jesus talked about that in the Bible in the book of Matthew. Then Jesus said unto his disciples, "If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." So it's that concept of, okay, this is something you've got to stop doing first. Then there's the concept of once you've stopped doing something, you've now got to do something else to fill the time, or you'll just go right back into those old habits of where you were doing the things that you're trying not to do. In the case of the Bible, Jesus teaches you, okay, stop doing this and then seek me. So you've got a thing that you've got to stop doing and a thing now that you've got to start doing. And I think this is where people, when they're trying to unplug, they completely miss the boat and never really unplug because they haven't set a goal of something they're going to replace their time with. So in the sense of vacation, you take vacation with the idea, I'm going to unplug from the computer, from email and all that. Okay, fine. You've set aside this amount of days or this amount of weeks or whatever that you're going to stop doing that. What are you going to fill the time with? You've got to have a plan of how you're going to fill the time, or at least a goal. It may not work, but at least you had a plan. You had an idea of what you wanted to do. And it really goes back to really any good business plan. And we've talked about this on this pep talk for many, many months about the idea of like with your employees, getting the right people on the bus and getting the wrong people off the bus. It's the same way here in this case. If you've got some habits you want to break or at least temporarily pause from, you've got to have the list of things you want to stop doing and then have the list of things you want to start doing in its place. Because all that empty time with nothing, it's easy, real easy. We're human, and we'll slip back into that. So today, think about that as you go through your day and you make your plans for the upcoming Thanksgiving holidays, the Christmas holidays, and how you're going to spend some vacation time to mentally recharge, to physically let your body recharge so you'll be a better employee, a better employer down the road. Think about how you're going to use your time and make a conscious effort to have that plan of action to fill the time when you're away from work. I really think it'll benefit you down the road. I'm Dennis Washington, Cross Digital and CrossDig.com. Have a great day.